Here's my question, Rory. Obviously, I care about my personal brand. You do. Adam does. Many of our listeners do. Can anybody do this, though? Like, could you take anybody off the street and build and monetize a personal brand for them? And if not, what do they have to bring to the table in order for that to be successful?
Yeah, I think anybody that wants to do it could do it, because you can learn all of the mechanics of this. But doesn't mean I think everyone should build a personal brand. And I think, I know a lot of people listening probably don't have a desire to be the face, right? Like they like being the one behind the scene, pulling the levers and pushing the buttons, which is awesome, because many of the people who want to be the face have no clue how to
those buttons work,
to pull the levers. So, I think that's the balance. But here's, I think, what it comes down to is if you feel called to share a message with the world, I think there is no more powerful medium than to do that through the personal brand. We love companies. I believe in companies. I believe in branding companies and all that. But I think people want to do business with people. They don't want to just do business with companies. They want to do business with people. They want a face. And when they call a company, they want to talk to a human. And when they have a complaint, like Hug Your Haters was such a brilliant book in terms of like the modern era of customer service. And I think it's like they want to feel heard, and people want to feel led. And I think that happens through a personality much more effectively than through a company. Phase one, like the genesis of a personal brand, is being able to answer in one word, what problem do you solve? And most people haven't even thought about that question. And when they do think about it, they go, there's no way I could focus it to one. There's just too much stuff that we do. And here's the challenge, right? Is like, I think it was Scott McCain who said mind share precedes market share. He's another fellow, colleague of ours. And you have this much time and this much opportunity to occupy some tiny, tiny portion of a person's brain. And when they have that problem, boom, they need to think of you. And if you solve 100 problems, you're lost in the noise. If you have 100 messages, you're lost in the noise. And people don't buy luxuries as much as they buy solutions to problems. Like, we may or may not get a new car, like we may or may not go on vacation, but if the water heater breaks, we find the money to fix it. If our kids are sick, we find the money to take them to the hospital. Like, those are problems. And so a great personal brand is one where the person, the messenger, is an ambassador of the problem. They promote the problem. They market the problem, advertise the problem. They become aligned with the problem, so that when people struggle with that problem, they go, boom, like, I need blank. And that's, I think, part of the hard, that's what's really, really freaking hard to do. The reason people listen to Rush Limbaugh is because they want his view on the world. They want his perspective on the news. That is his lens, right? And he has, whether you like him or not, he has a ultra-conservative perspective. Everyone knows where he stands. He's been successful on the radio for years and years and years, just in terms of sheer listeners. They want his take on it. Most people, when they follow in a fitness influencer, it's not like they're going to hear some earth-shattering advice of some magic exercise that is going to somehow make you magically lose weight. What they want is your view on all the exercises, your view on the diets, your view on the habits. And the other thing, the more we've done this, the more I've been fascinated to see that Jay and Adam could say the exact same thing, but some people will only be able to hear it from Adam, and some people will only be able to hear it from Jay. And so if you're a messenger, this idea that somebody has already said what I would say, I think is an excuse. I think it's a total cop-out. And, for me, I believe that it's like, if you have that message on your heart, it's because God put it there, and there's certain people that can only hear it from you, and they won't be able to hear it from somebody else. I think people can get it wrong. And here's how you get it wrong. You get it wrong by looking at what other people are doing to figure out what your message should be.
Boy, ain't that the truth? That
is what people get wrong. And they do it all the freaking time, but especially on social media. I mean, it's like, it's the native tongue of social media is comparison. That's how you get it wrong. The way that you get it right is by looking kind of intrinsically, like internally, and going, what have I earned the right to talk about? What do I feel called to talk about? And then also an assessment of what your customer needs and what problem do they have that I can solve? How can I serve them? That's how you get there, right? Which is what phase one is all about, right? So, for us, phase one is finding your uniqueness, getting clear on what problem you solve, who do you solve it for, what is your solution to how you solve it, and then how do you make money solving that thing. That is phase one. But phase two is what we call brand creation. Phase three is brand optimization, and that then becomes consistency. And one of my all-time favorite mentors is a guy who talks about this a lot, and he says media companies don't run on inspiration, they run on perspiration. That guy is Baer, who I've learned a tremendous amount from, and I fully believe. Here's what I believe. Once you're clear, then inconsistency is the kiss of death.